This is like your first Comic-Con back together, and also everyone has gotten to see the first season, loved it, screaming, crying, throwing up over how amazing it is. What is the experience like?
I feel like for me, it's like we never skipped a beat. It was a matter of time for our show to come back, and now we have the previous fans and the new generation. And, you know, this is ages 6 to 60s. It's for everyone in the family, you know, and now we're hitting, you know, activism, LGBTQ topics, you know, cultural topics, things that are happening now. And we just go from tweens to teens, and we changed our shape a little bit, and the key art's just amazing, and we're having a blast.
For those of you who don't know who she is, she does the voice of La Cienega Boulevardes.
Thank you.
No, this experience has been absolutely amazing. Not a lot of artists get to play a character and then 20 years later get to play that character again. And being a part of the Proud family the first time around was an amazing experience in itself. And to be able to receive that call from these two gentlemen about bringing it back and making it its own new thing, it still had the same original love, the same original messages that it's always had, but now we can dig a little deeper and have a little more fun. And all of us are so different in our lives now. Like, I'm a mom, we have parents here, we got grandma now, you know? So it's so amazing to be able to see these characters from different angles now. And it's everybody loves it. And I think we're more excited than anybody. So it's great to be able to continue to do this.
I love that. And may I just say that all of you look like you could still be playing your characters 20 years ago. It's pretty impressive. I know. But speaking of the gentleman behind this story, how do you both work to balance that topical issues, you know, much more like activism oriented, and yet still have the same energy from 20 years ago?
You know, that's something that's easy for us because it's something we've always done, because our show is character first, it's character driven. And so as long as we stay true to that, it won't seem preachy or over the top or unrelatable. So that's our secret. And then the other part, I just hand over to Bruce, because he and his team of animators just find a way of making you laugh at some sad stuff sometimes.
Those were mistakes, retakes that we just never got a chance to fix. But no, it's really about, you know, us souping up the engine. We knew that the scripts were going to come high octane, so we wanted to make sure that the animation really kind of revved itself up and matched its 2022 point of view. And yeah, the artists really took pride in the material. And what's great about it is that this time around, we really grabbed a diverse crew of artists, which is something that we didn't really experience the first time around.
Exactly.
And so we were really, you know, our artists came from the fans of the show the first time around. So that was amazing. So they were already well invested in making the best show possible. And so when you put all this ingredient, all this talent together, this is really what you get.
That's when you really know you've built a legacy, too. The people that come in are the people that loved you when they were young.
Yeah, the people making the show are the ones who watched it, made it a hit.
Exactly.
They love it. They adore it. They bring all that to play, and it's amazing.
And one of the reasons is we don't just give them a show. We give them an experience.
Yes.
We give them the world. We give them their community. We give them the stories that they want to hear about, the situations that they want to deal with. That's what we give them. And that's why they love the Proud family, because they're relatable, they're unapologetic, they're filled with love, and the laughter too.
Yes. And speaking of that love and laughter, looking back on season 1, what has been your favorite thing for your character, for the cast?
You know, I was always proud of Trudy because she was one of the first African-American female doctors that we saw on television represented, you know, as the breadwinner. And, you know, today someone asked us about Oscar, you know, not being the breadwinner. And it kind of hurt my feelings, like, you know, this was the first time that we got to shine a light on the woman, you know, taking that role and not diminishing her husband or her husband feeling diminished by that. So now Trudy has her own veterinarian wagon. So I've taken my show on the road.
This show has always been about female empowerment, right from the top to the bottom. So we give you a generation of strong females in the show, starting with Sugar Mama, working its way down to Trudy Proud, and then this lovely Penny Proud right here, who we see grow right before our very eyes in these first 10 episodes. So that's what the major drive of the show has always been. And Cece, yeah.
And also her father, Oscar, who loves her dearly, is really one of the strongest forces in her life. Amen. Because he has a set of rules that are basic, that are generational, that he wants her to go by. She can't wear dresses too small. She can't do this. And he's worse than myself, who was her grandmother, and her mother. And so give him credit for that, being a good father, a loving father, and a father that she loves enough to listen to.
And plus, I just have to throw this out, being a father, a grandfather, a man in this world. The fact that the women don't listen to him, I mean, what's what's more realistic than that?
What'd you say?
Well, Penny listens to him. She just says, Daddy. And then Sugar Mama says, oh, hush, boy, because she heard him.
And I think that's one of the greatest things about our show. All of these characters are relatable in some way. Somebody has a daddy who acts like this, and they like, bruh, daddy, like why? Everybody has a sugar mama, or if you don't have a sugar mama like this, you wish you did. You know what I mean? Everybody's able to relate in some way, whether it's with Penny's family or Penny's friends. No matter what, you can see yourself somewhere in this show. And I love how much our show shows so much representation of all kinds of people.
I love that people can watch the show and see themselves in one of the characters, and that's so amazing. And we were talking about how this is so much more than a show to us. Also, it affects so many people, and the topics and the issues that we speak about are really meant to also be spoken about amongst friends, amongst the community, at the family, dinner table, and I just feel so honored.
Right, and Soleil said, and Soleil, because they're not interested in themselves, is the voice of
Zoe.
And when she mentioned friendship, it is important. That's one of the reasons I love the show, because it shows that how important friendship is.
Absolutely.
20 years ago, Penny still has her friend.
And I feel like the friendships, we've also seen them deepen and change.
And they're all different in so many ways and alike in so many ways. And I think that's something important that people take away from the show as well. We don't have to, be from the same background. We don't have to be, our parents don't have to be man and wife. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, there's so many different people in this world. And when you're allowed to see some type of representation of yourself on anything, it helps you move through this life. So
I love that. I love how passionate you guys are about the show. And in the name of that passion, I would like to ask the creators to tease what might be coming in the future.
Well, let's see. Well, what's great about season 2 is that now that you've digested, who these characters are and what this world is in this first 10 episodes of season 1, we really take a deeper, surprising dive the next time around, where we're talking about, race-related issues. We're talking about reparations within our community. We're talking about Juneteenth even. We do a Juneteenth episode.
I think it's we have an episode called End of Innocence, and it really, because race is not something we've brought up as it relates to this group of friends, and now it becomes an issue. And so we're going to address it. We address it in a very sensitive way, if you will, but very irreverent all at the same time. We make fun of folks, okay? And but it's a lot of, that's the way we're deepening our storytelling, exploring relationships between the kids. I mean, and if I just take a second. Growing up in an integrated world, we have kids, and as kids, you don't see white or black, but then one day you do. Mm-hmm. You're made to see. Something happens where you're made to see it. So will this friendship survive that glimpse of reality? And so that that's the topic of the episode.
It's really great you said that, because we asked questions. And then those questions are posed within the episodes, and those questions are put upon Penny, and Zoe and La Cienega. And this is what really allows their growth and forms, their relationships and strengthen their relationships.
And what's beautiful about it also is the fact that it is important. It's important that they ask questions. It's important that we tell them the truth. And it's important that we own up to it. It's here. Yes. It's going to be here. Yes. It has to be dealt with. It helps. Absolutely. You got to have the conversation over and over. And as many times as it takes to have the conversation, we have to have the conversation because it's part of our reality. Yes. And if we want our kids and our grandkids, like I know I do, to not carry the baggage of hatred, of discrimination, then we have to talk about it. We, as the Proud family, this cast that I work with, and these producers and casting directors, just everybody that I work with, we have, I think, mastered the craft of being able to deal with these different situations and all, and making it come out in a way that you can deal with it too, and not leave with the spirit of hate.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And that's
oh my
for
God.
a lot of topics that we talk about on this show.
Yeah, but we have fun.
I was like, a very sobering statement. Now we've got to.
It's done in a way that it's sweet and it's funny, but it's really like
real.
addressing things that people try not to talk about. It's like, why are we shoving things under the rug? Like, no, let's talk about these things.
We got to put a little hocus pocus on it.
Okay, up in there.
Like, as you're talking about these conversations, that obviously they are for the fans who are watching, that they can absorb and they can learn and grow from them. Have any of you ever had a fan experience that really made you reflect on that?
I mean, I think today at the panel we had a fan. I'm Irish, Italian, Dominican, and he came to the AMBO and spoke about being
Coloration.
Coloration and being Black and being what did he say, he was Mexican, and La Cienega, she's everything in the United Nations, like she's the epitome of that. So for me, being of mixed descent, and now that I'm a new mom of an 11-month-old, I feel like this is something that I could sit down and watch with my daughter, and I'll be able to show her, look, mommy is doing this, and you can relate to all of us, no matter what color, shape, and size.
Absolutely, and especially even within your family or within your neighborhoods. Because kids do ask, and it's important that even when they're little, even smaller than our teens or tweens, if they see an episode that we did and it dealt with the coloration, and if we can explain to them that this person, lighter or darker, is just as important as you are, and not to discriminate, and how hurtful it is to do it. The way we do it, you can grab it and think about it and relate to it and then put it into play.
I think one of the things for our audience is, the majority of our audience is adult. Yeah. And I've got, even the first time around, people pull me aside, Ralph, I really watched that Proud Family. I said, with your kids? I don't have no kids. I just like the show. And that's, I mean, look, that's the real. I mean, the show rolls on that, is at that level,
But I think the ultimate thing is that representation matters in every way, shape, and form. And anyone who can see themselves, even if it's just a little bit of someone who acts like you, talks like you, looks like you, it helps you navigate this crazy, crazy world by feeling not alone. And I think that they've done such an excellent job with our show in making sure that everyone is included.
Absolutely. And then, because I have not gotten to hear that much from you, I would love to know what do you want for Zoe next season? Why don't you pitch it to the writers?
These incredible magic makers are already doing it. I feel so incredibly honored to be a part of this amazing family. I love that Zoe has all this gawkiness and awkwardness and all these elements, but she's really finding herself. And that is so much through these beautiful friendships and through this incredible family. And I'm overjoyed to be a part of it. It really feels like this beautiful continuation of love and spirit over hate, you know, and
And we love Zoe because Zoe's not a character to be, you know, truffled with. You know what I mean? It's like that's what we learn. Exactly. Well, you know.
I will say, like, when I turn, like, literally, when I turn the page, I'm like, ooh, we're gonna do that. Ooh, oh, are you okay? Like, whatever you guys say. And so I'm literally like, just tell me what you want me to do, and literally, like, I'll do it. Just like,
Zoe's got her edge. I mean, it's like, and we do discover that in season 2.
Right. She's almost like the ugly
she
duckling
does.
and Cinderella together. You know, you never know what's going to pop out, but you just make you just, ooh.
I know. I literally would be the kid. My kids would be like, "What is going on?" I'd be like, "Whoa, oh!" Like all the noises that would come out, and that is such a testament to their brilliance.
Yeah, the second season is a big season for Zoe.
Yes. I am so excited to see all of you in season 2, and I hope that this goes on for longer than the original did. That is the goal.
From your lips to God's
Yes.
ears. The Flintstones.
No, we talking Simpsons. There you go. Right. Flintstones.
That's right. We'll be seeing your kids on the show. There you go.
You know what I mean?
We all want to be 90 years old doing this interview with you.
Right, exactly.
I'm always like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, if they're calling me Zoe at like 90, 100, I'll be thrilled because to be such
Girl,
a part.
I'm still calling you Punky.
Yes, that too.
Let's start with
ahead.
you have been influencing me ever since. I swear to God, it's like you're a dream come true for
When
us.
we were walking in today, going to our first interview, and when we got out the bus, all you heard was, "Hey, Punky! Hey, Punky! Hey, Punky!"
Here's the thing.
Come on,
I
Cleveland.
truly-
Y'all know
it's-
y'all used
it's
to call
like,
me Punky.
I feel like it's such a dream though to be a part of, you know, Punky that had so much heart and that was so about this, you know, this world of just love and you know, somebody asked Cherry and I once, like, what was it like, you know, to be best friends in a time when it was like we never knew any different because that's just the way it was. And the way that we all came together in this family how many years ago? You know what I mean? It always felt like family. And so it was picking up and continuing on with that family and to be able to talk about such important topics in such a truly genuine, authentic way is such a
But it
amazing
starts
piece
at
to
the
be part
top.
of. Yeah, exactly.
Don't underestimate it. Don't try to put anything else in front of it. It starts at the top. I worked with these gentlemen many, many years ago, even before the Proud Family. When you're working with good quality people, whether they're directing, they're casting, they're writing, or whatever, when you work with a caliber of people that you respect and you respect their craft and you have an opportunity to work with them, you know you're going to get goodness. Yes. You know you're going to be happy to go to work. Yes. You know they're going to choose people to be around them so that they're familiar with the same energy. And that's the magic of the Proud Family. It starts with Bruce Smith and Ralph Farquhar, Calvin Brown, casting, and everybody else. Yes. But it starts with these.
Well, no, yeah, we talked about it earlier. I was like, they were like, were you scared to to bring it back? And I was like, no, because they're a part of it. Now, if they weren't a part of it, I'd have been like, nah, Penny's straight. Penny's good. She's out.
Thankfully, they were, because the world needs to see you guys again. Thank you so much.
Love you.
I love you guys. Yeah. Enjoy your Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.